Hello and welcome to Series 1, Episode 1 of our brand new video blog, TikTok Trends. I'm John Callahan, and over the next 3 episodes, I'm going to be unpacking everything that 2024 has in store so all you marketers can keep ahead of the latest viral trends on TikTok before they even happen. Today's episode looks to examine the collaborative but slightly fraught relationship between TikTok and the Advertising Standards Agency. Because the ASA helpfully publishes all their findings on their website, asa.org, we've been able to climb inside the mind of the consumer world, especially those ticked off by some of the goings on TikTok. So you don't have to, our team have undertaken a detailed trend analysis of all the upheld complaints against some of the more dubious content on TikTok across the last 4 years on asa.org. And what did we find, I hear you ask? Well, our deep dive has gleaned a considerable year on year increase between 2020 and 2023, and already it appears that 2024 isn't about to buck that trend either. With only one upheld complaint in each of 2020 and 2021, this rose to 7 breaches of the cap code across 2022. While that sudden spike is certainly notable, what is particularly striking is that this more than quadrupled in 2023, with 29 complaints upheld by the Advertising Standards Agency. Although we're still in the infancy of 2024, TikTok adverts have already clocked up 4 violations just by the end of January alone, suggesting that recent attempts between the ASA and TikTok to ensure advertisements are being appropriately labeled have fallen on deaf ears. It seems that yet again the pursuit of profit is taking precedence over transparency and fairness. The ASA's January 2024 press release sought to remind content creators of some of the key principles to bear in mind when advertising on TikTok and how and when the ad rules should apply. The ASA reminded creators that TikToks that either are or contain influencer or affiliate marketing are very likely to need an additional label to distinguish them. The ASA emphasized that they have upheld against a number of TikTok posts for not making their commercial intent sufficiently clear, and have even gone to the trouble of creating a detailed influencer's guide offering more guidance on the principles of ensuring that it's clear when ads are ads. Another fine example where technology flies fast and policy and regulation lag stodgily behind. In their New Year press release, the ASA rather optimistically pleads with TikTok traders to get it right by being upfront and clear when a post is not just a post but is an ad, while also urging marketers to ensure any claims they make about the products or services they are promoting are both truthful and appropriate for the audience that sees them. Who exactly that audience is at any given time on TikTok, well, that's a whole other quandary for a whole other episode. Despite the ASA's best attempts at TikTok related puns flavored in youth speak preachings, methinks the lady is not protesting enough. The majority of the upheld complaints center on smoking and gambling, which is fine if TikTok wants to position and style itself as a digital version of a nicotine smoke filled betting office from 1987. But as well as the products involved, it's the means by which these products are being peddled that's a particular cause for concern. Many of the complaints we harvested stem not from Love Island's stellar cast of influencers naively engaging with a relatively new social media platform to flog life changing yoga pants and limb plumping tools. The majority of the Capcode transgressors feature established brands such as Ladbrokes, Bet365, and Universal Music, who really should know better. When we dig a little deeper, we also determined that 68% of the 29 complaints resulted in negative coverage in mainstream traditional media due to the celebrity nature of those involved in the advert, as 64% of the 29 complaints featured well known celebrities, such as Jake Paul and Laura Whitmore, who are both associated with the Gen Z and Alpha market. But as we can clearly see, the range of products that are being peddled are not at all suitable for the younger side of that alpha generation. Our trend analysis also revealed that 42% of last year's upheld complaints were primarily advertising vapes, which breached CAPCO Rule 22.12. For those of you who don't know, this is a legislative ban contained on the advertising of unlicensed nicotine containing e cigarettes. Now, all of this is happening at a time of significant alarm about vapes and other smoking related products. Recently, we've seen considerable negative press coverage from teaching unions and traditional media about the widespread problem of the open market being flooded with unsafe vapes, primarily aimed at children with bright colors, fun flavors, and cartoon characters. Don't we all need a Bart Simpson themed blueberry vape in our lives? As recently as January, the British government announced plans to ban the sale of disposable vapes and ordered producers to stop making the packaging so attractive to children. So, with all this in mind, can TikTok really afford to see a further quadrupling of upheld complaints, the majority of which revolve around vapes? Recent marketing campaigns by TikTok itself focused on the health and lifestyle benefits offered by the app, featuring a middle aged man who, in searching online for some simple neck stretches, suddenly finds himself jogging up a hill with his son, sweating profusely, gasping for breath, seconds from cardiac arrest. And this is all propped up by their tidy, trendy tagline: "It starts on TikTok." But if TikTok don't do more to monitor false, dangerous, and inappropriate advertising on their platform without members of the public having no choice but to complain through the ASA, the only thing starting on TikTok will be nicotine addictions and health problems caused by cheap, disposable vapes, and it will all end with the loss of any sense of trust and transparency from the wider public. If TikTok is to protect its growing brand image as something more wholesome, it needs to work harder to protect the more vulnerable members of its community. They have to stop relying on external watchdogs and revise their own internal screening system when it comes to the advertising of smoking, alcohol, and gambling related products to ensure their perma-scrolling for you reels are appropriate for you, not harmful for you. Because if this trend continues across 2024, the only thing ticking is the countdown to a sizable backlash against a platform that prefers to protect profits over people. Join us next week, where we'll explore what 2024 has in store for the public domain. Beloved intellectual properties are streaming into the open market, and now that Winnie the Pooh and Steamboat Willie are owned by everyone, this is causing some issues within the marketing world due to the presumptive suitability of those once family friendly characters. See you all then, my friends. It's goodbye for now from TikTok Trends.